I firmly believe that we're in the middle of a second industrial revolution. It is a science and technology revolution. And I think that this is really an opportunity for investors who are able to resist the temptations of chasing returns in the volatile energy sector. Let's talk about technology investing with my guest, Clay Brethour, who is co-manager of the Buffalo Science and Technology Fund. First off, Clay, what's the basic investment philosophy for the mutual fund you manage, the Buffalo Science and Technology Fund?
We start off our philosophy with looking at some long-term trends that we've developed over the past 10 years and that we continue to develop on areas that we should continue to see secular growth into the foreseeable future, whether that's 5, 10, 15 years down the road. For example, the aging population in the United States, the aging baby boomers. As they get older, there will be changes in their needs, wants, desires, and also the health care concerns that they'll have with their and also their spending habits. We take this information, these trends that we've developed, and look for industries that are going to be beneficiaries of those trends, and look for companies that are highly competitive. Usually they're market leaders within their individual segment of business. And then once we find these companies, we implement a valuation discipline in a manner so that we are buying good stocks at reasonable prices.
You approach the stock selection process from the bottom up. How do you apply that strategy?
All of our bottom-up approach has to match our trends basis. Otherwise, a lot of people get stuck into speculating on fads instead of investing in long-term trends.
Most of the time, people think of technology as computers and cell phones, but Clay, I know in your fund, you take a much broader look at technology, right?
Right. The world definitely has problems that range from energy, healthcare, food crisis. That's just to name a number of those. And so for us, it seems as fair to our shareholders that we want to take advantage of those segments throughout the whole technology sector. When you look at Morningstar and look at Buffalo Fund Science and Tech and compare it as far as the allocation, we have a probably the most diverse weighting in healthcare. We have 35%, which is unusual.
What's the reasoning behind that focus?
As the world economies in these emerging countries develop into developed countries, there's going to be a need for healthcare, or a demand by those citizens for healthcare, better healthcare devices and medications that treat their ailments. One of the areas that we focus with long-term trends are drug development. Drug companies have been outsourcing an increasing amount of their R&D dollars to these organizations called contract research organizations, which help with clinical trials, finding the doctors and the patients to hopefully speed up the process in getting a drug to the market. And that, for drug companies, is kind of the lifeblood of that particular industry.
Clay, here's a question I ask every mutual fund manager I have on the show. Do you personally have your own money invested in your fund?
The Buffalo Science Tech Fund started in April 2001, and I have been invested in the fund since day one. So I intend on to continue to be in the fund for the foreseeable future.
Clay Brethour, thanks so much for being on Your Investments.
Adam, thank you very much. It's been my pleasure.